All right, let's get to that coveted quarterback of the week award that you referenced so eloquently there, Matt, a little bit ago, because we're switching it up today with the end of the regular season. We're going to touch on the playoff quarterbacks in the next block. We're going to talk about, though, who was your quarterback of the week for week 18, Matt?
All right. Controversial, I think, to a certain extent, but I'm going Bo Nix. I know you were playing against backups. I know you were doing all this stuff against the Kansas City Chiefs, and they weren't really putting their best foot forward. But he delivered. I don't care who you're playing against. Pretty much a perfect first half. 3 incompletions on the day. They needed it to get in. They go in with a little bit of momentum. I'm going with Bo Nix for the quarterback of the week. Congratulations. This is the hardest week to pick, right? You mentioned, I think, 14 backups were out there at different times. But Bo Nix, they had to have it. He did it. Caps off a great rookie season for him. I'm excited to watch him in the playoffs. They got a tough matchup going against Buffalo. But for week 18, he gets it.
Bo Nix finished 26 of 29, 321 yards, 4 touchdown passes, 47 rushing yards. The crazy thing is, he should have been 27 of 29 with 5 touchdown passes. He missed a layup of a wheel route right before the end of the half. That would have been a 5th touchdown pass for him.
Don't smear the week. The week was good. Don't smear the week.
Week was great. But I do love, I want to touch on this.
Back against the wall, too. Rookie, got to have it.
Yeah, had to have it.
Doesn't matter who's out there. They get paid, too.
What the Chiefs did, though, if you're going to bench your starters, that's how you freaking bench your starters. They didn't have a single dude out there who was going to see like any playing time against the Broncos. That was the scout team out there. There were names. I don't know, Kyle. Did you know everyone that was out there on the football field for the Chiefs? Because there were names that surprised me.
I saw Leo Chenal get out angled on a touchdown. There were some starters out there for that defense. I think he was the only one. There's guys that you understand have been there, have done it. You're not concerned about their mindset going into the playoffs. But man, oh man, I'll go back to the Bo Nix thing. He's still playing against dudes. And with his rookie season, the way it went, this is such a great way to cap off the regular season, get yourself into the playoffs. This Broncos team, they're dangerous, man.
Nix wasn't the only one, though, who looked good on Sunday. There were some backups that legitimately impressed me. I want to hear your opinion, though, Matt. Were there any other guys, because we saw a ton, like I said, of backups. Were there any other guys that you liked what you saw from that, either in a backup role or potentially a starting role somewhere else going forward, could make some noise?
I mean, I feel like Joe Milton put some good stuff on tape, man. We knew he had an absolute laser of an arm, but like the ability to extend plays, his arm strength. It's going to be interesting. There's going to be spots that are opened up, right? And I think all of us would agree, as I have not dived as deep, Mike, as you probably have into this upcoming class of quarterbacks coming out. But just from casual observation, it doesn't feel like it's as deep as last year, as this past draft, which I think is one of the better drafts we have ever seen of the quarterback position. Oh, yeah. We'll see how it plays out long term, but it might be one of the better classes we've seen. And so I think you've got to be creative in how you go find your young quarterback. He's a guy that it was only one game, and I understand it. Again, similar situation to Bo Nix. Not all of the guys out there for the Buffalo Bills, but made some plays, man, like rolling to his right. He's got that crosser deep down the sideline, just flicks it. Rolling to his left, the absolute laser that he threw down the field, like 45 yards on a frozen rope. Those are things that I think if you look at it, you say they're intriguing. Can we find consistency with that? To me, he was probably the one that stood out from the backup role. The other one, and it guts me, right? Being a Falcon for so long, Bryce Young capped off a good second half of the season yesterday, man. He played really, really well. And there's got to be a lot of optimism in Carolina with the way they finished that season, the way that he played. If they can surround him with some more pieces, year 2 with Dave Canales, I was impressed with that performance as well.
In the great pants, no less.
Go ahead.
First time in a long time. Huh?
Yeah. Did you play against the Great Pants Panthers or what?
What was the year? When was the last time they wore them? I saw that. I can't remember off the top.
I'm not sure. Good, though. Bryce Young looked great.
Kyle.
He looked confident. The no-look touchdown pass, Matt, where does that rank? Because I know in the quarterback room, you guys talk about, kind of rate each other's stuff. Yeah.
It was wide open, man. Like,
but the wherewithal to do that, I mean, the wherewithal to turn around.
That didn't impress me as much as Joe Milton firing that thing 45 yards down the sideline. Those are the things that 100%. That's cool. You did a little twirl, thumb up, like whatever. But yeah, that part didn't impress me as much as some of the other things. But in totality, I thought Bryce's performance was excellent. I don't want to kill him for that thing, but that was just part of it.
Yeah, to put some numbers, Bryce Young, since he took over the starting role, is via PFF's grading, the 6th highest graded quarterback in the NFL over that span. He finished the season looking like a guy, like looking like what everyone thought, because he was, despite his height coming out, one of the most universally beloved prospects in the past like half decade. Like Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, he was right in that mix of just like, I don't think he fails at the NFL level. Pretty much any draft analyst, I know Rick Spielman, our coworker here at CBS, wouldn't even accept after he got benched. Rick was still saying that Bryce Young is going to figure it out. And he had a little more fortitude in his evaluation than me, because I was like, I think that might be it for Bryce Young. It looks like he's figured it out, man. And it is impressive to watch the playmaking ability and just the speed. You just see him just so much quicker. He had this whole shot against cover 2. And he fits it in between Jesse Bates and A.J. Terrell to a tight end, to Jatavion Sanders. He's throwing that just based off of pure pattern recognition. He saw the coverage, knows where the ball has to go, threw it without a hesitation. That was what we saw at Alabama. To have that guy now, seeing him do it in the NFL, awesome. But I want to go back to Milton just for a second, because his tools, I mean, we talked about Anthony Richardson being like this physical freak. Joe Milton has a stronger arm than him and is just as fast of a runner. He just couldn't hit the broadside of the barn over the course of his collegiate career, whether it was at Michigan, transferring to Tennessee. His accuracy was a disaster. But if he can get better in that regard, he has, for my money, the strongest arm in the NFL. I mean, he put throws on tape in college that just from the pocket, no step, 75 yards, like in the air, just easy for him. He said he's hit over 80, and he said he has to not think about it. That's how he can throw far. If he doesn't think about throwing it hard, that's when he throws the hardest. And that throw on the left sideline where he kind of crow hopped into it, got like he was from left field trying to throw out a guy at home. That thing was one of the hardest throws I've seen in NFL history. 35 yards, and that thing never went above his shoulder pads.
Yeah, I agree with you. That throw was unbelievable. However, accuracy is the most important thing. Accuracy and consistency. You can have all of the other things.
Yes.
But without that, right, none of it goes. And so that is the big question mark, but I was impressed with his performance yesterday.
And that's the thing that was crazy. It's like, he did not miss a lot of throws. That was why I was like, whoa, it's not that, everyone knew he had a big arm. Everyone knew he could move. But when he's making throws on the move accurately the way he did, that just never happened at any point in his collegiate career, 6 years of college. That's when it's like, maybe someone got to him. Maybe some mechanics, whatever got to him that he's improved that. If that's the case, the guy has some high ceiling for a backup.